I like it.
Yeah, that's where you want
I'm into it.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the DNVR show. Presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app. Use the code DNVR365 when you sign up to drop or find out why. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Today, we're in the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. You guys are in the Toyota chat because that's where Denver Nuggets fans go every single day, 2:15, so they can talk Nuggets with their fellow homies. Great show today, man. Very interesting game over the weekend. Interesting is that the Nuggets are super dominant. We'll probably tie a few odds and ends onto that one. But what is behind Jokic's season right now, guys? He's having an incredible career year. He keeps getting better, but why? Is it as simple as he's just better? We're going to debate what it could be. Also, I have a take on Cam Johnson playing pick and roll. Brendan Vought's here to talk with me.
How's it going, guys? Just got back from practice, ready to do the show. That's a nice Monday for me. You know what I mean?
This is a nice
Not
Monday.
A bad life we live here. Happy to be.
It really isn't.
You know,
it really isn't.
Got to remind yourself every now and then.
Another great day to be us.
Another great day to be us.
Over here, D-Line Co.
Man, instant perspective. I didn't work on me though.
Didn't work for D-Line.
Totally miserable in every way. But the one way that I'm not is in relation to the Denver Nuggets.
So true.
They're good, so I'm good.
So,
you know what I mean?
So true.
It's that simple.
I think actually you're both saying the same thing, just differently. You know what? And then rounding out the show, Harrison Wynn.
I know my life is directly tied to how successible the Nuggets
It's
are. Nuggets success, my life.
Dude, I
both on the upward trajectory.
it's so true. And I both hope they do and don't know that. You know what I mean? Like,
That's true. It is true. You can't trust them to hold that. Before we get into practice notes, we have some news.
We do.
The three-time MVP has been named the NBA's Player of the Week in the Western Conference.
Finally. The top
Finally,
accolade.
an accolade for Nikola Jokic.
top accolade.
Finally.
Well, it comes after averaging a mere 31 points per game, 11 rebounds, and 13 assists en route to a 4-0 record.
That'll do it. You know what I mean?
Not always. There have been times where we're like, what?
No, that will do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
that'll
that'll
do
do it. Yeah, that'll do.
It
He
is
also
funny, though.
shot 69%.
Nice.
Nice. But actually, though, that's
Do
ridiculous.
we have to say nice after 69?
Yes, we do.
You'll note I
I'm
didn't.
sorry, you don't get to
we
set
should
the
retire
rules.
that
You'll note
sometime.
I didn't.
Wait till you say 6'7".
I don't know what that is.
Your kids are too young.
was a moment.
He shot 69% in the last week, too.
So wild.
Not bad.
Yeah, I mean,
I think he's missed like 2 shots from the restricted area all season.
well, had to note last game, he missed 3 shots in the last one. Offensive rebound, put back 2 of them.
Yeah.
Or it missed 4. Offensive
Yeah.
rebound, put back 2 of them. One of them was technically not even a shot. He kind of got the ball stripped from him on the way up.
They
But grabbed
counted
it
it as
and
a
then,
shot, though?
And they counted it as a shot. Then he got the ball and went up, and they
Right.
fouled him.
So really
Shot
just
2
one
free
miss
throws.
last game.
One miss.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
The guy's unbelievable. Put a pin in that guy.
We need a new stat for that. You know,
Dude, I know.
Real Jokic misses per game.
Yeah, real Jokic misses. That might be it.
RJM. Real Jokic misses.
You had something.
I was just going to say, well, you said put a pin in it, so I thought maybe I'd
Oh, put a pin in it. Put
Yeah,
a pin
that's
in
right.
it. Yeah, because we're going to have a whole segment on
Okay,
this.
I'll put a pin in it.
But the Nuggets had practice today. Vogt was in attendance.
They
Not
did.
as a player.
No. That'd be something, though, huh?
Pretty good.
That would be
How'd
a great.
you do today?
That'd be a great practice note. No, I did not. I did not practice today. Aaron Gordon and Jamal Murray did, though. David Adelman told us everyone went full. Then he called himself and said it was kind of a fake practice.
Yeah.
You know, he said we got some detailed stuff done, and they were out there for it. But he expects them to play tomorrow. Now he did say it's going to be a game time decision. A game time decision again. They're going to go through their warm up, see how they feel. But he expects them to play tomorrow. AG with left hamstring injury management, Jamal Murray with left calf tightness.
I mean, it's so nice to have this luxury. I got the sense that the guys probably could have played in this last one, but they, I think, are taking this maintenance very seriously and then are just so confident that they can. I mean, think about it. AG and Murray are their second and third best players, I think, pretty obviously.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, we'll pull them out. How do you think we'll do? Win by 20.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It's pretty wild, man.
It is wild because especially you look at other teams that like the ones they played last time that took their second and third best players out and they got waxed.
Who?
Wait, am I off on this? I thought, who did we just play? I don't even remember.
The Warriors.
The Warriors, yeah.
Yeah.
Steph Curry wasn't playing. I guess he's their first.
He's
best.
I mean, if
first best.
Jokic wasn't playing, Nuggets probably lose. Maybe.
Yeah. But the point
remains.
Point remains
man.
is that we've gone through this in the past where it was like, oh man, you really feel it when Aaron Gordon's out.
Right.
You really feel it when Jamal Murray is out. And you're right. Like they're in a place where you're just like, take the night.
Well, now the Nuggets are like the Thunder. The Thunder haven't had their second best player all season.
Ooh,
and
I
they're
like
10
this
and
take.
1.
I like this take. They're not quite to that level. I mean, the Thunder. It is pretty ridiculous how many guys they can pull out of the rotation and still have the exact same performance.
Nuggets had a short rotation in that last game. We saw significant time for Spencer Jones. David Adelman answered a question about Spencer, saying, I think Spencer earned the respect of the guys during the summer. Maybe not the top guys who weren't here all the time, as far as our main people, but the guys that are around the gym, they came to understand what he was and what he is. And it's such a nice guy to have that. It's such a nice thing to have that piece on your team that can come in and bring energy. It was really good to see him make a three. Adelman said he reminded us that Spencer Jones shot really well in the G League. Again, 50%.
He reminded me
in the
too.
G League.
Was it 50? Holy
It was
crap.
50% on, I think, like 5 or 6 attempts per game. It was significant. He finally hit a three in an NBA uniform. David Adelman thought that was pretty cool. He says, coaches, we learn to trust everybody. The players learn to trust each other. You have to earn that. And he feels that Spencer has done just that.
So he was one of my standouts, from the game. And I'll tell you, because sitting and being able to watch him in real life, that guy is so much more physical than any other Nuggets defender. And I do think, I was joking, they put him in, I think they were in the bonus. And I was like, man, I wouldn't play him if you're in the bonus because that's a guy that's going to put guys in the line. But he didn't. But man, he is just unbelievably handsy with guys. Like I think he fouls every time, honestly, watching him play. But sometimes it's just about establishing that's who you are and you kind of get away with it.
I mean, as Bruce Brown said, you foul early in the season, so you build your rep as a physical defender.
Right.
Wow.
And then refs don't call it. Maybe that's what he's doing. But I freaking love the fact they're playing Spencer Jones like they are.
He's so in the circle of trust.
I love him as a defender and just a defensive weapon that they can deploy on different matchups and different times during the game. And he's not like a guy who's going to expect to play a ton of minutes. It's on a two-way deal. He's going to go all out every single time that his number is called. So I just love the fact that he's already in the mix as much as he is.
I think you count on him to go 100%. I mean, I thought in this game, afterwards, Adelman had a lot of praise for Spencer Jones and for Julian Strawther, and he kept saying those guys were not in the rotation. You put them in there, and they stayed ready.
Yeah.
But he mentioned those two guys. There was a third guy that was in the rotation that hadn't been. That was Jalen Pickett, and I thought like he was okay, whatever. But I thought that he did not have that energy. He kind of went out there in a very like, I'm going to go through, not make mistakes or whatever. But it was like, hey, no, those guys are coming into this like, this is my only 8 minutes I get.
Right.
And I just thought Pickett was on his heels a little bit, which was disappointing.
Some of that was that Pickett's playing with Jokic, which again is always a good thing, but
Yeah.
it might change the equation of I'm really going to put my stamp on this
Right.
versus maybe I don't want to mess things up.
I think that's fair.
Especially as the one.
Especially as the one. All the same, playing time is just a really interesting topic of discussion this year. And Adelman was asked about finding playing time for everyone. He says you can't. Some guys won't play. It's a 48-minute game, and the starters play the majority. It's simple math. Some won't play. But the guys have been good about it when they've been called upon. Julian, as of late, that's all you can ask from for a guy like Spencer Jones, who doesn't play for 10 days, comes in, guards the hell out of people. If you're going to be on a really good team, you got to be okay with succeeding as a team and not just as an individual. I think it's your job to be ready. I don't think it's my job to tell guys to be ready. It's part of being a professional, not to sound hardcore or something, but that's the truth.
I think he's right about it. But I also think the team has had that. I mean, Jokic called the team professional. I think
Yeah.
this team is very mature.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they literally are. I mean,
better be.
they were previously a young team, and now they are a mature team. They've magically turned into vets by just playing together over and over. And yeah, it's kind of funny because, and it's kind of sad in a way also, is that Malone sort of brought them up through their trials and tribulations of youth and inexperience and making mistakes. And a statement like that David Adelman says, and he's like, it's not my job. It's like Malone would say that over and over, but then, Adelman's like, hey, not to be hardcore. And like Malone's like, I'm being hardcore. Like, do your job. Like, do your job. And so, but I love that. I mean, we're in this place where you don't, to this point anyway in the season, we're not questioning guys off the court stuff. We're not thinking about like, is this guy upset because he's not playing?
It is nice, for sure.
It really, I mean, just because mainly everything's gone so swimmingly, but it does feel like even if that changed, we wouldn't necessarily see a change in their behavior.
Yeah, part of it is they brought some veterans in, including a guy like Bruce Brown, and you mentioned role and change, and Bruce Brown's role actually has changed a little bit since coming back to Denver. And he spoke about, David Adelman spoke about Bruce Brown, and he said he's been great, especially defensively. He was in on the edit a lot this morning during their fake practice. He practiced with intensity, his energy, the way he gets into people. I think for Bruce, it's just getting used to that second unit, for all of these guys, for Tim, for Jonas, learning each other, learning how they like to play. That's really important. I think everybody knows that playing with Nikola, Jamal, Aaron, you're going to fit right in regardless. It's about that second unit, and they've gotten better and better over the weeks. We'll hear from Bruce Brown later on that new role. Lastly, I just wanted to add this note, David Adelman, on having NBA coaches on his staff. He says, I think it's a good combination of people. I think you need both, meaning guys who have played, guys who haven't. You need guys like me that nerd out, and you need guys that actually have played and been through in the basketball terms, the wars, that have had successes and had failures. They can have communication with players in ways that I can't have. So it's really important for me that there's a balance on the staff.
I love it.
I absolutely love
Our
that.
chief nerd.
He's such a nerd.
Love it.
It's great because it's so true. Like that you look at this show. I mean, like just different perspectives.
Yeah.
Give it the sort of full 360 degree look at what's going on, and you can get nothing makes me crazier than when you'll get at least I will get criticized online. It's like, man, can you make a basket? Sometimes like, no, who cares? who cares?
It is so true.
Who gives a shit? I can look at other guys not making baskets and see what they're doing.
We have somebody on this panel that can make a basket.
Yeah, dude.
We're good.
We're good. When it's time to figure out if making a basket is the right perspective, I'll talk to Def.
A lot of guys who can make a basket that have the worst takes
The
you've
worst.
ever heard in your entire life.
The worst.
Exactly.
A lot of them played in the league. Yeah. Bruce Brown spoke with the media. He talked about how things have actually been, quote, a little different since getting back to Denver. He said, I'm still getting adjusted to it. Obviously, when you come back to a situation...
Housing market's really taken off.
What'd you say? Obviously, when you come back to a situation that you were before, you think it's going to be exactly the same, but it's not. The only thing I care about is winning. We're trying to put another banner up. So I'm still getting adjusted to it because sometimes you might see me coming out of the game a little frustrated. Because I'm still getting used to it. But at the end of the day, all we care about is winning. Follow-up questions about what is different. He says, I mean, last time I was here, I was on ball. I was on ball all the time. Right now, it's like hit or miss because we're so deep. Anybody can bring the ball up and anybody can make plays. So you adjust a bit. I asked him if he's finding that difficult. He said sometimes, but I can do other things to get into an offensive rhythm. I can get the ball off of rebounds. I can get out in transition. I've been trying to do that the last few games. The shot hasn't been falling, but there are other things I can do to score the ball.
I like it. He's another guy that has been standing out to me, man. I mean, Brucey B is back to the old Brucey B. Even if his role has changed, how does he impact games? Ripping the ball out of somebody like a big guy's hand.
That was such a vintage Bruce Brown rip and defensive play.
And he had a couple of them. Over the last couple of games, there's been a couple of those where you're like, oh yeah, that's what he does. He just
rip BBO.
I think Bruce is the ultimate nugget in this way. You have Jokic, so everything's inverted. Bruce guards power forwards and runs point.
Yeah.
And then grabs rebounds, but also hits threes. Like he's not great at any one of them, but he can do all these different things. And I get why he goes to these other teams and they're like disappointed or frustrated.
Right.
It's like no other team asks you to do a little bit of everything.
Do you remember when you used to play like baseball or something as a kid and there was a position called rover?
No.
You don't remember this?
The Joker.
The rover position?
You just ran around the field?
You just kind of were like every outfield position. That's what Bruce Brown is. He's a rover.
He's a rover.
Yeah.
Ultimate glue guy, dude.
Yeah.
Glucy Bree.
You guys mentioned that play where he ripped the ball out of the hands. He talked about that. He said, I should never have yelled. It took all of my energy out, and I couldn't get back on defense.
That's hilarious.
He goes, seriously, I was exhausted after that. I think if you watch the play, we go down on defense, we get a stop, we come back, and Julian tries to set a screen for me, and I told him, no, bro, you go. I'm not moving. I'm dead. I was exhausted.
That's hilarious. Dude, he yells at the bench after every play, by the way.
yeah,
You see
for
it?
sure.
Like, if you watch it, every time he scores, he yells at something at the bench. It's like the best.
I will say, but I am still a little concerned about this backup point guard role. They're really sketchy bringing the ball up when Jamal's not out there still. And it hasn't really cost them. Like, they find a way to get it across half court, but it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
they've had some real struggles with that, and it's a little concerning still.
I agree.
To me.
I think it cost them the Portland game, to be honest, or it was part
Yeah.
of what cost them the
For
Portland
sure.
game, rather. More from Bruce Brown really quickly on. Oh, yeah, let's take a break.
We'll take a break. There's more from Bruce Brown and Big Val.
Shout out to Game Time if you need tickets for concert shows and sporting events. Game Time, it's the only ticketing app in my phone. There are a lot of choices out there. I only use Game Time. First off, it's got the easiest interface, I think, out of any ticketing app. You just go onto the Game Time app. It immediately shows you the best deals out there. So it shows you the tickets that you probably want to buy without you even doing anything. You can take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. They got tickets to Nuggets games, Broncos games, Avs games, whatever you need. Fees are included in Game Time tickets. You can also check out zone deals. You can check out their seat views on the app, lowest price guarantee, Game Time ticket coverage as well. Make sure to download the Game Time app. Use the code DNVR for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Create an account. Redeem code DNVR for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today. Also, Dick's Sporting Goods. Look, every season starts at Dick's, including Nuggets season, Avs season, Broncos season, and we have DNVR gear at Dick's right now. They've got the hottest brands at Dick's, of course. Nike, Adidas Originals, FP Movement. They have DNVR as well. You can walk into a Dick's in Colorado. You can buy DNVR shirts, hats, whatever you need. So Broncos game coming up, Nuggets game coming up. You just want some new Denver sports gear? Stop into Dick's. You can also use their free curbside pickup at their nearest store, or you can ship from Dicks.com. Every season starts at Dick's, and you can get DNVR gear there. How awesome is that? Get your favorite DNVR shirts and hats at Dick's. Stop in there at one of the Colorado locations. Get your gear fast with free curbside pickup at your nearest store or easy shipping from Dicks.com, because every season starts at Dick's.
Alrighty, back here, segment 2, DNBA show. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you're subscribed. We got more news and notes from practice.
Yeah, let's go to Jonas Valanciunas, who had a couple of noteworthy things to say. He was also asked about playing in a full rotation, full of talented players. And he says, you get 4 or 5 minutes, right? So you have to go die on the court. You have to leave everything. Do your job. It does hit different when someone from Central to Eastern Europe says you have to go die on the court.
And dude, it's just it was so perfect.
Sounds way better, actually.
It feels like Gladiator, right?
It really does.
I am thankful I'm here to die. It's just like, all right, well.
But then asked, hey, man, it's a long season. It's like, is it hard to take that approach every game? And he said, well, that's what winning teams do. They die on the court, and then the next day, and then they recover, and they go do it again. No excuses.
I love it. Dude, Big Val's the best.
Are you willing to die on the court?
It's incredible.
I can't believe how much I love Big Val.
He is. He's
I
like,
can't believe we traded Dario Saric for him.
That's the thing that I feel is the easiest to overlook of all of it.
Well, we had to make room. Sacramento had to make room so that they could bench Keon Ellis.
Well, I was going to say, man, that's a storyline that's kind of percolating a little bit. Keon Ellis is barely playing. The Nuggets already ripped the Kings off in one trade.
Bro, I don't know if you can do it. Is it worth it?
We need Ben Tenzer to make a call to Sacramento.
but why does this keep happening to Keon Ellis? Why is he still the guy? He's always the guy that they demand he gets plague time.
When he's on the court, he has the
killed
highest
the
plus
Nuggets.
minus
Did
of
you see his
anybody.
game against the Nuggets?
He has the highest plus minus of anybody. And he's on that
It's
roster,
so
and he always
weird, though.
has it.
But like, why does it keep?
he's like
happening
the
to him?
worst person or something.
We need
That's what I
Ben
mean.
Tenzer to
there's
call up
something
Vivek.
happening. He was bad in the playoffs.
Actually,
though.
this should maybe just be an owner-to-owner deal. Josh, call
Yeah.
Vivek, get the deal done. Swindle
Is
the
he
Kings
one?
for Keon Ellis. Yes.
Okay, yeah,
can play one.
I'm in.
Swindle the Kings for Keon Ellis. Some team is going to do it. It should be the Nuggets.
So weird.
Yeah. What else?
That's it, guys. I got us caught up here on practice notes.
All right, nice little practice, even if it was a fake practice.
Even if you know what, actually, one more from Bruce Brown, just for everyone interested in the defensive changes. He said, "Last time I was here, pretty much Nikola was up all the time, and we had a low end. And now it is a little bit different personnel to personnel, which we've heard before, but just cool to hear from Bruce."
And that's where Yoke thinks the most improvement can come from is still on the defensive side. I think Yoke kind of feels very happy with the offense for the early go.
Well, it's probably because they score 32 points every quarter, no matter what happens.
No, just every quarter.
Every
it's just
single quarter.
It is funny, man, how consistently.
Have you seen Yoke on the bench recently?
Happy, man.
Dude is so happy.
I'm telling you, this is a different Yoke in that way.
He's not yelling at the refs anymore. He's just happy, smiling on the bench.
He's not happy in pressers, I will say. Like, he kind of still comes to the presser an hour and a half late and then sits there like he's bummed he has to do it.
I mean, what do you want?
Nothing. I'll forgive him. I'll forgive him.
Maybe an hour 15 late.
Yeah, maybe
if I can ask. Since you asked if I can ask.
Just a little quicker. Speaking of Nikola Jokic, 25 points per game, 13 rebounds. Not a career high, by the way. He had 13.8 that 1 year, which is kind of crazy. And then 11.9 assists. That is a career high. He has 17 assists ahead of his triple-double pace, I believe, which is great. He could go over for the next 2 games and still be rounding up to a triple-double. So the big thing, though, is his efficiency, man. Effective field goal percentage is at 69.6%. That career year he had, which was just such an insane year, was 2023 when he had a 66% effective field goal percentage. 70% is a whole new level. And by the way, if you throw out that first game where he was, 2 of 13 from 3, if you throw that game out, he's at like 74% true shooting. It's unbelievable how efficient this guy is. So the question is, why? Why is he this good? I have 4 reasons that I think. And I want us to break down. Maybe there's more and we can add those to the end. But it's favorable schedule, which I think is undeniable. Mm-hmm. The pieces around him fit better. There's no bad combo. There's no bad Jokic combo you can throw out. So the depth of the roster. Coaching change. Maybe this is a David Adelman, understands things a little bit better. He's making it life easier. And then Jokic is just better. He just became a better player. Those are the 4 things. Is there anything else we can add to this mix that you think could be contributing? I think that kind of covers potentialities.
I think that there is something to, I mean, maybe this gets folded into Jokic is just better, is just that he is, even in what you guys just said, like he said it himself, that he's not arguing with the refs and everything. It's just he is more of a zen, mature state.
Definitely falls into the Jokic's better category because you're saying mentally.
I just think that he's especially not pushing it. Yeah. You know, he's like, and it comes to, he's just in a better headspace.
Well, this was the homework I gave you. Let's go piece by piece. I'm going to start with what I think personally is the biggest contributor to this. I think the favorable schedule is about 40% of this because the truth is the Nuggets haven't played anyone. I mean, they played Portland, they played Golden State, and they lost those games. The best win they have under their belt right now, in my opinion, is probably Miami. And Miami's like, okay, you get them at home, and I mean, what Denver's doing is they're blowing out bad teams, which we haven't seen them do.
Right.
But they have yet to win good teams. So I think part of this is those numbers are going to come down a little bit once you have a couple tough games in a row. 40%.
Yeah, and you can just look at the defenses he's gone against, specifically the defenders he's gone against. And like some of these teams, their front court is just sorry. Like it's just sad. Yeah. You know, from the Pelicans to like even the Blazers. I mean, Klingon's a good player, but he's a second-year guy. Like Jokic is just going to make food out of him. So I do think that has a big part to this. 40%, like that seems about right.
Like he's really good, but you could totally see if there was a tougher schedule, his numbers would be more in line.
So the counter to this though is like, how many great defenses is there in the Western Conference? Like how many great defenses are there in the entire league? I mean, he played Minnesota, Rudy Gobert. Like they have a physical, long defense.
Not so far this year though, to be fair.
I know, but like that's to my point. Like, how many great defenses are there that are really going to test him more than say Minnesota?
And maybe they already played one in Portland. To your point as well.
Yeah, Portland, good defense.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that's true too. That is true too. I have this at 30% personally, so close to yours, a little lower.
Like the Spurs, they have a good defender.
They have a good defender.
Like, is that a defense that's really going to test him a ton? I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, that's the thing is that I agree with you entirely. I mean, this is like, beyond the Western, it's just in general, Jokic is just so much better than so many people that your season averages come by playing a lot of bad teams
because you don't play yourself.
Because they're bad.
Until they play Oklahoma City before.
Yeah, they're bad in relation to you. It's not that they are fundamentally bad. It's just like they don't have Jokic, man.
Yeah.
If we went a few years back and Embiid was putting up these numbers through 9 games and you looked at it and it was like the Nets and all the Hornets and stuff, the comment I would say is like, cool numbers, man, but let's wait till they see they play anyone. And I just think there's a little bit of that with Denver. Yeah, that being said, the eye test shows you that it's also he hates the word, but it really is that it looks so easy. It doesn't look like, oh, he's on a hot streak. Yeah. It looks like he wanted a layup, so he got a layup.
Yeah. But to be fair, like the year that Joel Embiid won the MVP, he would go absolutely ape on bad teams and ultimately netted with really high stats.
The funny thing is, it doesn't feel like Yoke's going ape. You know what I mean?
No, I know, but I mean, as far as like,
you feel like it? I don't feel like he's going ape. I just feel like
he's only averaging 25 a game.
That in control of everything, man. It just happens.
It feels preposterously greedy to say. Feels like he's got a couple more gears, right?
It's more so that he's just not missing shots.
I think you're right, Harrison.
But I think if you look at the shots he's getting, like, think about this. There's a lot of times in years past where late shot clock, Sombor shuffle out of the baseline, or all right, he's gonna have to take the long jumper. Think of how many tough shots has he taken this year where you're kind of like, he had to bail us out.
And then
very few.
I mean, I think that ladders up to
the next one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. We'll go to the next one. So for me, 40%, 30%. Where would you go for the favorable schedule?
20%.
20%.
I'd say like 30 maybe.
Okay. So we're probably on average saying it's about 30%. I think the next one for me is that the roster fits better.
Yes.
For sure.
And the thing is it's funny because this ties into the Cam Johnson conversation. The value might just be that all these guys make Jokic better. And that's just the way it works is it's like, all right, everybody knows where to go and where to be. So now Jokic's in single coverage as much as possible, and he just is the wrecking ball. But what's great about it is, give me a bad combination right now that has Jokic in it.
Can't do it.
You cannot do it. There's not enough shooters out there. Every combination of players has shooting, defense, and whatever, and competence, veteran play. I think this one is 30%.
So this to me is the biggest factor. I would say this might be even 50%.
I have it at 52.
I'm at 60,
because the spacing this year is so different from last year. And I think it's a big reason why he's being so efficient in the paint. There's just so much more room for him to operate. You've got Tim Hardaway, Cam Johnson. You've got more shooting. You've got more spacing. It's changed everything, I think, for Jokic because he's just not seeing as many bodies.
Even Jamal, like being at the level he's at, it's making life easier for him.
The lane is wide open. You're not seeing, screenshots go viral, 4 defenders parked in the paint, shading off their defenders and throwing bodies at Jokic. So I think the roster fit is the biggest reason.
I definitely agree with that because, to your point about not taking bad shots, it's like you can throw it to Jamal Murray. You can throw it to Tim Hardaway Jr. They'll take those shots. Jokic is truly playing the way that he wants to play. We always know that he wants to play this way where he is taking what the defense gives to him. He's taking what the game gives to him. And
AG being a great shooter again, and defense is respecting him a little more.
It's never a situation. I mean, I think that we would all prefer if he would just go out and decide to score a million times because it's fun when he does it, but there's just not a need for it. Yeah. It just really isn't.
I think you mentioned lineup combinations, and it's easy to look at the bench and depth as the starters and now the non-Jokic minutes. But all the lineups in between, all the different tweaks you could make to put Jokic out there with groups that can be effective in different ways. Last season, it felt like to get more defense out there, man, did you lose a lot of offense. Mm-hmm. And vice versa, right? There just wasn't a lot of two-way guys, or you couldn't connect lineups together that could do a little bit of both. It does feel like this year there's a small handful more options already. And I think really a big one, Eric mentioned it, is if you need more shooting now or more spacing, in addition to Cam or what was Mike, you can just throw Tim Hardaway Jr. out there, and it is different. Teams know they have to guard him. And the value of a shooter in this league is more than what they shoot on high volume. It's how they change the geometry of the floor. Mm-hmm. And the Nuggets can do that now without just having their 5 best players out there. And I just didn't think they could do that last year.
It's 100% it, man. I just like all the combos. And one thing, like there's one lineup that has not been good, like high-profile lineup that has not been good. Murray and the 4 bench guys. has gotten outscored by 34 points in 54 minutes or something like that. It's been really bad. It's a small sample size. That's the one lineup that hasn't worked. But part of me goes, never go to it again.
Yeah.
Because
Murray
this,
and 4 bench guys?
Yeah,
So
Murray-
like the default bench lineup?
yeah, but is it? We've
I
only
think
seen
so.
it a little bit. 54 minutes is not that many minutes.
Really?
We haven't seen it as much in years past where it was every game you arrive at that. Now, what you're seeing a lot of is 2 starters or 3 starters even. You go with AG, Cam, and Murray, and then you can play Yoke with, like, tell me, I like the lineup that has Yoke, CB, Tim Hardaway, Peyton Watson. That's a good lineup.
Yeah.
Because those guys kind of all do the same stuff as the starters, just in a different way. So that's part of me goes, I just like Yoke with all of the bench guys. I obviously love him with the starters. With all the bench guys, so let AG and Cam and Murray, your non-Jokic minutes are actually 3 starters.
Do you know what the best net rating is for 2-man combos right now out of lineups that have played like a lot
Is
of
it
minutes?
Jokic and P. Watt?
Over 100 minutes.
Jokic and P. Watt would be, I
That's
guess?
second. I think that's the best offensive rating though. It's Hardaway and Jokic.
Hardaway,
Best net rating, 2-man combos that have played over 100 minutes. Tim Hardaway has changed everything, I think,
Truly.
for this rotation. Like, and the spacing. Because you just add him, Cam replacing MPJ, adding Tim Hardaway like to this group, I just honestly think it's changed everything.
It has.
I agree.
All right, so real quick, just before we go to break, I said roster fit was 30%. You said 50.
I think it's high. I think it's 60%.
60% is about the roster. You might talk me into going
I said
up higher.
50.
50.
50.
I think you guys might have bumped me up to now. I'll go up to 40 because I do think that there's just something too. Yoke is not annoyed to play with anyone. I really don't think there's anyone that comes in where he's like,
He's playing with such, like, it's so steady.
yeah, steady Yoke. Coaching change. Or what about Yoke just being better? We'll talk about those on the other side.
Shout out to Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. Look, trucks have always been a part of Toyota's DNA. For generations, they've built durable legends destined for greatness, perfect for Colorado. We're here, of course, live in the Toyota Lounge. And I mean, wherever you are, Colorado, somewhere else, Toyota, they've got a car for you. 17 models available, all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive like the Epic 4Runner. Also more low and zero emission vehicles combined than any other automaker. 16 different hybrids to choose from. Check out their SUVs, the RAV4, the Grand Highlander. So many different options. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial. Corwin Toyota in Boulder. Groove Toyota in Littleton. Mount States Toyota in Denver. Stevenson, Toyota East and Aurora. Stevenson, Toyota West and Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of the Denver Nuggets, and it's the official vehicle of DNVR. Let's go places. Also, shout out to Monarch. Look, man, I'm not the type of guy who was super organized with my finances ever. But, you know, as you get older, as you get married, you have a kid, you need to be locked in with these things. You need visibility on your finances. You need to know where to save money, where you're spending too much money. That's where Monarch comes in. Don't let financial opportunity slip through the cracks. You can use the code at DNVR, or you can use the code DNVR at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. 50% off your first year with Monarch when you use the code DNVR, monarchmoney.com. Monarch Money, it tracks your money. It shows, you know, where you can be saving more money. It shows where you might be spending too much money. It was named the best budgeting app of 2025 by the Wall Street Journal. Monarch Money, it keeps your finances in line and it keeps you on top of where you're spending money. So use the code DNVR, monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year.
Alrighty, we are back here, segment 3. Make sure you hit the like button. All right, so we have determined favorable schedule, roster fit are the two biggest factors, whatever order you want to put them in. But I am very curious. This is the hardest one to quantify. There's a real difference with David Adelman and his approach to this. He is nerding out. He is significantly less principled than Michael Malone in the way of, like, I do it this way and this is what we do every single game. Every game feels different, and there's a flexibility to it. But I think another thing that I've heard from talking to people, I wonder, Adelman is an ideas guy. He's a strategist and all this stuff. And I wonder if how much of this has actually relaxed Jokic's brain. Instead of, like, you know, we do this and we play this way and our rotation is this, Adelman's bringing a little bit of the answers to the table, collaborative with Jokic and with everybody else, of course. But if there's just a little bit of, like, this guy knows what he's talking about and he has new ideas for every game and I get to go execute them.
I think that could be part of it. for sure. But I also wonder if changing things up game to game, different rotations, different substitution patterns, different play calls is also something that like gets Jokic's brain going.
Yeah.
And like it stimulates Jokic's brain, you know? So he's just naturally more locked in with the new stuff. Because I mean, going back to last season, it was so vanilla game to game, the same rotations. The Nuggets were so predictable. I wonder if it just kind of got Jokic bored, you know? And now he's just reinvigorated a little bit with how new and fresh things are night to night.
Yeah, for me, this obviously has to be a factor, but I wonder if the kind of what you're talking about is true in that Jokic has ever since Adelman has taken over, switching back into last season, Jokic has assumed more of a leadership role, and you know he's drawing up plays. He would never purport to be the coach. He would never act, say that that's what he's doing, but. There's something about like and I think it's just all, I think obviously all of these factors have overlap into each other, but Adelman is putting out new combinations. He's playing with new players, but I just think he just feels more empowered and stronger in a way. And it's kind of like the entire, I don't know, just what Adelman has presented him as the team.
I think they're meaningfully different, though, in their attack. I mean, obviously, there's been a lot made about how much are they going into post with Yoke, which can be a little overstated because the numbers still say he goes in the post largely from 2 games where he lived down in the post. But I think there are some differences with how they're using different guys as screeners. There are, so I think there's enough new stuff between Adelman. And then there's also just one of the things that I think wore on Yoke, as it wore on everybody, was Malone's intensity. And I think that part of why the team is a little more relaxed is I think that the mood from the bench is a little more relaxed.
Mm-hmm. It is. You mentioned the screening, and I was going to bring that up as well. And I think that goes hand in hand to some extent with the roster fitting better.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both.
Jonas Valanciunas is a big fellow. He's going to set some bone-crunching screens. Tim Hardaway Jr., Jamal Murray has already given a shout-out for how effective and willing a screener he is. And you can see that Adelman is using that. And then also just the broader concept of they have more lineup combinations with more professionals and more guys that do all these things at a higher level. There's one thing that Cam does better than Mike for sure is set a screen. So I think all up and down these lineup combinations, you can sort of be more creative, I think. But also Adelman has shown a willingness to. There's no doubt about it. And they do feel like the post conversation is hard to have because there's 2 games really where he just didn't go in at all and 2 games where he spent a lot of time down there. So it's hard to see. But they do seem more interested in variety. They do seem more interested in being less predictable. And I think that is something that Jokic not only benefits Jokic, but Jokic mentally is on board with it. He's engaged with that.
I think so. I'm going to give it 20%. I'll say this. I think Adelman is making a very big difference. It's hard to tell with coaching, and it's hard to tell 9 games in. I think the team is meaningfully different strategically than they've been in previous years. Definitely. And we're at like step 2 of 10 on that front. Like I think it's going to get more and more, like we'll notice the differences more and more over time. But I think the team is just very dialed into the details, and that has been their emphasis. Whereas I think with Malone, there's just a lot of principles about how we're going to play. And I think it's really helping Yoke. I think it just fits his personality a little bit more.
Here's a question for you. We've seen Adelman go to the Yoke and Big Val lineup. We've seen him go to Spencer Jones
briefly
for 5 seconds, in games. What do you think is the craziest thing David Adelman wants to do in terms of rotation, strategy? Like, do you think there's anything that he's thinking about and he's saying to himself, this might be like a little too crazy for me to implement? Like, what's the wildest thing you think he wants to do?
I think it might be big. When he talks about it, it almost sounds like it's something that
you're
he's
right.
more morbidly curious about than he does
right.
feel like the team needs to do.
Yeah.
And they tried it for, I think, 60 seconds in that one game. I think it's probably the hardest thing.
Like, is that the craziest thing he's going to do, though? Or is there something else?
I mean, I
don't know if there's anything else.
I think he wants to expand his rotation. Like I think he just
like, does he want to play 12 guys in a game?
I kind of think he wants to get guys minutes. Like I think that if it was up to him and it made sense, he would find minutes for both Julian Strawther and Spencer Jones every game. But I don't think he'll do it.
Well, I'll tell you what. We've already done this one for 1.6 minutes, and I think it's the most insane. Like, if you told me they were trying this lineup, I'd say it's crazy. You have Jokic and Big Val.
Yeah.
So we got to space the floor around him. Christian Brown, Aaron Gordon, Peyton Watson. Like, I think that's as crazy as I could have done.
AG with those two guys in the preseason.
Right.
It's just like, hey, man, we're just going to go massive.
And he said, I just kind of want to do that to see how it looks.
I think in the first game against Golden State with Spencer Jones, there was one lineup. It was Jokic and no point guards. Like really no guards even, it felt like.
Right.
So he's tried it.
I just think he has all these things on, again, his whiteboard in his office or just on one of his crazy notepads.
Just nerding out.
And he's like, man, can I actually do this? Can I actually pull this off?
I don't know if there's honestly anything crazier. I just think it's going to be more of this, like more a little outside the box, and then it makes sense and it works. The last one, Jokic is just better. He's just a better player.
My favorite one.
I like this one too, but I also, it's so easy to say because we're a little prisoner of the moment. Jokic averaged 29, 13, and 10 last year. He shot 66. Like he's already, nothing he has done this year is actually new. It's just a little more efficient. So it's kind of hard, but I do feel like he has more command of the game. Like the game is even more solved in his mind than it was at this point last year.
Yes. Now, if you want to get really technical about it, is that because the roster fits better? Is
Right.
that because the coaching is different? So these things do flow into each other. I'm as a general rule of Miroslav, I'm going to allow 10% for just, he got better. He's just also Jokic and he'll always get better.
Yeah, I think that's right. It's like
10%.
Yeah, I mean, he probably is better, but to me, it's again. I think it's his mental state is better. Like I think he has matured even more. Like he's just
fighting with players now, not officials.
Yeah, which is what you're supposed to do. You're in war. You're at war with the players. You're not at war with the officials. You know, and it's like that when you start to focus on
Start hitting guys. Like
yeah, dude. Like that's what you want. Like that makes sense.
This is like a week old. I forgot to bring this up, but do you remember when he got into it with Dennis Schroeder? You remember?
Yeah.
The next play, Schroeder comes down and threw the ball right away, and it was on an unforced like swing pass, and I was kind of like, I'll bet Schroeder shook. He just had Jokic get in his face. I'll bet you he's a little. I mean, it was an unforced. Like just threw it out of bounds.
Jokic, but then remember in the Suns game where he was just like kind of a dick the whole time.
Yeah, well, right. I mean, what did I do?
I do think his IQ maybe has leveled up even from last year, and I just point to the Heat game.
I want people to say this.
I agree. I think
Because during the
it.
Heat game, I said on the post-game show, every time he threw a pass, I was thinking, okay, here comes the pass of the year. Just how he was diagnosing that defense and seeing every defensive move 3, 4, 5 passes ahead. That was just wild.
It really is the swordsman with the hand behind the back now. Where I'm like, yes, I'm doing it this way now.
And he's fresh off a 7-game series with the best defensive team in the last how many years?
Oh, I love this take
if,
vote.
If Jokic is the guy we think and say he is, and he is, like that's good data for him too. You know, we talked about the Thunder coming out of that. Now we learned how to win. Yeah, and Jokic now just got 7 games against the best defensive look anyone's going to give him. So probably also just downloading and getting better and having a better understanding of how they would like to guard him.
If you had the great video earlier in the year with Jokic calling out the plays, the funny thing is he really does it all game, every game.
Right.
Every time there's a free throw, if you notice, even if it's Jokic at the line, he's just looking at the bench because he's waiting for them to call out their play or like he's literally just watching every time there's a timeout, dead ball or anything. He's looking at the other coaching staff. Other coaches are going to get like crazy on this. They're going to start like, come over, I got to whisper it. I can't.
Treat it like NFL
Other
players.
teams are going to have to switch up their play calls every single game.
But it's like
they're going to have to switch up what their plays are called because Jokic is onto him.
I really do think Jokic has something. Because I would agree. I don't think his touch is any different. His 3-point shot has looked good outside of the first game. Sneaky thing. He's shooting like 40-something% since then.
Not that sneaky.
But what's that?
Not that sneaky.
Well, I'm saying it's sneaky as in if you look at his percentage, it's 35. But really, it's like 44 minus that one game. But yes, but all those skills he's had. To me, it's more. He seems to be even better at understanding what is happening on the court.
Sure.
And he is dialed in at all times to what the other coach is doing. Somebody said Luka, LeBron, they're playing chess against your team. Jokic's playing chess against your coach. And I think it's kind of true, man. He plays the game as if he's like looking Spoelstra in the eyes like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Oh my god!
hilarious.
I want other coaches to be onto this.
I can't wait for Daginalt to run some Jokic intelligence counters.
my
Maybe this is why.
Probably coming.
No, I know. It's throwing like a fake play. And like,
Maybe this is why Steve Kerr hates Jokic so much. I've been trying to figure that out. You know what I mean? Maybe he's just tired of being out IQ'd.
Draymond's in the locker room like, yeah, I'll fight you again. Again, he did it. Jokic's unbelievable. Here's some fun things just to put a bow on this one. Jokic, 18.5 box plus minus. Box plus minus is my favorite. You know, just it's easy to sort on Basketball Reference, all these different things. It tracks like all the guys who are good at it are the guys I think are good in basketball. He had 13.7, which is one of the highest box plus minus in a single season all time back in 2022. 13.0, 13.2, 13.3. He's at 18.5 right now.
Damn.
He's shattering.
They're gonna
is,
have to change up the
reasonable.
formula again.
They're gonna have to. It's so funny that you're like, yeah, he had a record, but he beat it by 30%.
yeah, he's going to be one of those things where, like, I mean, I guess the stat is flawed. It's
We're gonna do this with triple doubles, doubles,
Dozens?
where it's gonna have to become triple dozen because it's
Right.
like, oh yeah, the triple double. He just does that every three
Right.
quarters. He's unbelievable, man. What a blessing he is. Real quick, Wind. Some announcements.
Yes, some DNVR announcements. The first takeover is coming up. First Nuggets
28?
takeover
No way.
of the year coming up.
Hold on, are you talking about the cup game?
yes,
It is an NBA Cup game.
dude.
What a treat.
Well, and I'll tell you, I think we only have like one ticket left. One or two. Like it's already almost sold out.
We
so
gotta
if
get
you,
more
if-
tickets.
well, I mean, you got to get in on these.
Well, I
think
know
it's
we
more
have
so.
like 100 people coming. It's gonna be
More
great.
so, yeah. Like, make sure you get in on these early because they will sell out. They're super fun. They, people, we've done them for years now, and people know how awesome they are.
Yeah, that's November 28th against the Spurs. Our next takeover after that, January 17th, in the suite
Oh, the sweet life.
against the Wizards.
I can't wait.
So
for that
going to be
one.
a tough game.
Golly.
You know, gotta prepare for that one.
It's,
Tough opponent.
dude. I'm gonna eat.
Jokic probably going for 50.
Oh, that's gonna be.
In
A
a
think I'm
loss.
Outside shot at 100 points.
And I'm gonna eat like 10 hot dogs.
So that's January
They have every type of
17th. We
food.
still have tickets for that to be in the suite with us. So thednvr.com to sign up for those. Another announcement, if you're not signed up for our newsletter, you're slacking. Every single day, Monday through Friday, free in your inbox, written by our Justin Michael. Everything you need to know about Denver sports in like 5 minutes. So sign up for that, thednvr.com/newsletter.
And yeah, I'll tell you, like, I'm like borderline illiterate. Like, I don't read anything, nothing. Even a tweet, I'm like, enough. I read this every morning. I honestly love waking up in my little Betty Bye and I open it up. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. It's got a little tweet in there, whatever. It's just like it's nice. It's well written and it's cool. It's a good way to start.
That
the
was
day.
a really good promo, and also TMI.
Yeah,
Which part did I have a Betty Bite?
Yeah, just was a little
All
more
right.
than I wanted.
Yeah,
to.
everybody,
such a
I
good
sleep in
writer.
a bed
All right.
at home.
What
What
sometimes.
exactly is a takeover? Harlan asked in the comments. Well, we all go together to a game and sit together.
We ride the bus over.
You meet at the bar beforehand, get on the bus right to the game,
Get some free beers on the bus.
Yeah,
cheer
dude.
on the Nuggets, and then ride the bus back to the bar.
And then when they win, the bus ride back is everyone just like all
Oh,
excited.
just going crazy. And then, generally speaking, then
You come on the
people
show.
can come on the show.
Yep,
If you were on the bus.
it's a great night.
All right, let's get into this last one, which is kind of next steps here for the Nuggets. Questions that we want answered. Cam Johnson's shooting is obviously going to be at top of the list until it's no longer a story. But I had a thought about this. He really has impressed me in the pick and roll. Like that pass he had to Christian the other day on the move. Do you guys know the one? It's like
Yep.
a close pass, kind of tough. Like it just was a really nice read. And he's had a couple of these to Yoke. Part of me wonders if because we're all worried that he's only getting like 5 shots. Forget the missing them. He's not even getting shots. And part of me wonders if he's really looked good in the pick and roll. And I wonder if he should be the second most pick and roll player we've seen out of the starting lineup. You don't treat him just as a corner guy, but rather put the ball in his hands. One, you get to give Murray a bit of a break on the court sometimes from that. And two, you let Murray be your secondary pick and roll ball handler. You're going to score every time like that. I wonder if that's part of the next step for him is, you know what, give him the ball and let him run pick and roll.
Yeah, they got, when Porter was involved, it was DHOs and he was going to shoot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not
Curls.
quite the same as as like, let's run this action because of the advantage it might create for the team and because of the read Cam can make. I agree with this. And I also, without wanting to jump right past this, I think they go hand in hand. Also, maybe a guy they look to bring the ball up the floor more. Adelman was impressed with how he did that the last game. But these are some ways you can keep the ball in his hands, keep him in a rhythm, keep him involved without saying, like, we've abandoned the offense so you can shoot 16 times in a row or whatever.
I think even like there's a lot of growth that I think has happened over the last 4 games with Cam, just in terms of continuity. And there was a really interesting play. Maybe it'll make the list for this week, but there was an interesting one where he was coming off of a handoff, and instead of pitching it to him and then kind of screening, he almost waited for him to curl behind. And so he was almost handing it off behind him. Jokic was. And he comes off and makes a play. I think he scored, but I can't remember if it was a score or something else. And right afterwards, he looked at Jokic and gave a look of like, yeah, exactly like that, you know? And it's little things like that. Like, do you want the ball early or late? Do you want, this or that? And I just think there's little things like that going on with him. For me, I think he's better at pick and roll than dribble handoff at the moment. And so maybe it's as simple as that. Let's actually, instead of you running off me, let me throw it to you and go screen. So I just think little things like that. But getting him on ball saves Murray, and I just think it makes the Nuggets a little more versatile.
Yeah, and just diversifies the offense a lot from even where it was last year.
I want more minutes with, as I mentioned, Jokic and Peyton Watson, Tim Hardaway, and Bruce Brown. Because, as we mentioned earlier, it allows your bench to be more starters than bench. But also, Peyton Watson starts last game, gets 16 points. His athleticism really pops when you're next to Jokic. You just get a little bit more of the stuff. And also, Peyton Watson's the ultimate what happens in the future with Denver's roster flexibility. I would love to see more of a sample size with him, just to know, like, hey, maybe he gets that Christian bump the more he plays with him, where you're like, oh, damn, he was 6 for 7 tonight. I just want to see more of that kind of in the future, because in the coming games.
Man, there's no doubt about it. And there's the conversation about Peyton Watson's position coming into the year, looking at him as the backup 4. And some people go, is he really a power forward? Every time he plays power forward next to Jokic, he looks really good.
Great. Yeah,
he looks really, really good. I think this is, especially coming off of the Christian leap, I think it would be a bit naive to not look at it the same way. That one thing Peyton hasn't necessarily gotten are those minutes. And the more he gets them, the better he's going to look. Which is true of, I'm checking my notes here, every player Jokic has ever played with.
Yeah, well, not Trey Lyles.
I mean, look, when Trey Lyles is on your team, you build around Trey Lyles.
That's true.
And everyone else adjusts.
No, but of course, I mean, yes. And to your point, right now, the worst two-man game is Jokic and Cam Johnson, plus 12.
Terrible.
Which is like what the starters were last year.
Right.
So the worst of all combos is a plus 12.
And the best is Peyton Watson.
And then you have Aaron Gordon at plus 13. You have Christian Brown at plus 16. Murray at plus 22. P-Watt at plus 30. Hardaway at plus 31. Bruce Brown technically at plus 32. It's like third plus 32. It's insane.
Well, the other crazy thing about Peyton Watson with Jokic is that, like, ironically, he's getting more finishes on the fast break because of it. Like, he's the one that generally runs out, and Jokic is like throwing the home run pass to.
Yeah.
And then last year it was like, oh my God, how is he going to miss this one? He's dunking every single one. He's going at it with violence, and he's just you could just see he just feels encouraged. Like last game, he just felt like even though he missed a bunch of 3-point shots to start the game, he was just engaged.
By the way, the no look pass that Jokic threw him, that was after missing a pretty high profile 3 where he was wide open. And I like the fact that it was no hesitation. Jokic throws you that pass, you got to shoot it with confidence, and he drained it. So I really love that about him. But yeah, more minutes with those guys would be great. The last one, the double big lineup, we got a little taste of it. I actually thought it was meaningful in this one way. Jero's 2 fouls, man. 2 fouls immediately. It's so hard to know. And so if you put your double bigs out there halfway through, like at the 7-minute mark of the second quarter, you've already accumulated 2 fouls just in the first 5 minutes. Now you roll that lineup and it's either score, rebound, or get fouled because you have to, Big Val grabbed an board, wrap him up. I just think there's something to it. Could play 4 possessions and rack up a foul or 2, and then you sub it out, and it's like, good, you did your job.
I want to see more of it. Like I want to see more of it. I don't want to see enough of it to where the defense is game planning for it and knows it's coming. Like I don't want the Nuggets to go to it every game or even every other game, but I want a little more of it than we've gotten.
Well, I especially want them to feel comfortable playing together for the times that they have to. Like when you see all of these other teams that deploy a double big lineup and you feel like you actually have to counter it, like an Oklahoma City, for example, that they feel like they have enough synergy that they can punish you or at least like play in a similar way. So, yeah, I mean, like, the double big is so fashionable in the NBA, or at least it was last year.
And this right now, it's very much so, even more so.
That, you want to at least, if you're not countering it by going small or something, like at least being able to match it is important.
Do you know what Houston's offensive rebound rate is? Not just with the double big, in general.
No, you have to tell me.
41.5%.
That's pretty
That's almost
ridiculous.
half of the shots that they miss, they grab the rebound on. That's insane. And then when you throw Adams out there with one of their other bigs, you're good up to 46%. That's literally, I mean, that's as close as you're going to get to half of your shots.
Just get a shot up.
Just get a shot up and you have a 50-50 chance of getting the offensive board. It's kind of, honestly, Houston, I said this on All-NBA show today with Tim Legler, which you should check out.
Nice.
Houston's rebounding is so effective, it might be the single most force the other team to adjust.
Right.
Meaning, oh, we're just going to shoot threes on them. No, you're not, because you're going to give up a rebound every other time down the court, and it's a putback on those. And so every team has to be like, well, we don't want to go double big, but we have to because they're just killing us. And I don't know that there's a single lineup that can stop it. Denver might need to develop this strictly to say, you know what, Val, Yoke, that's bigger even than Adam Şengün. So we've built up the muscle we need for this one battle.
And the reason you don't, obviously, is defensively. That's the biggest departure from your identity and what you would like to do and presents the most amount of mobility challenges to you. Of course, you could always, in theory, run zone. It's the reason you're not going to see this every game. But yeah, certain matchups, maybe you do. I mean, Aaron some nights rebounds really well. I find it's when he's dominating teams that go small. Peyton Watson put a good effort in that last game.
Yeah.
But Peyton Watson and Aaron Gordon can't rebound over a double center look, or it would be very difficult to. So there's something to this.
Kale, I just sent you a graph. Will you pull it up real quick? Because to your point, the zone does go hand in hand with the double bigs. And if you look at Houston right now, they play, because they also have Capella. So it's not just Şengün and Adams.
Has he played at all?
Yes, he plays a lot.
Really?
And he plays because they can go to another double center lineup.
Yeah.
And so they play with it a lot. But they play twice as much zone as anybody else in the NBA.
Wow.
Twice as much. And they play more zone than I think any team has over the last like 10 years.
Wow.
And so Denver is fourth. And do you have it, Kale? There it is right there. So you can see Houston is, to the right is how frequently you do it. That's Houston. They're way out on an island. Denver is in the very center of the graphic. So going right, they're the fourth most frequent one. But the double bigs, it's like, hey, you can play double bigs if you perfect the zone. Houston's very good at the zone.
Wow.
So it's like Jokic in a math
Yeah.
NBA math graphic.
They're Jokicing the graph.
Yeah.
All right. We got some super chat, Scale.
Let's hear from our good friends, our super friends in the Toyota Super Chat. Nope, Stratomus. You got me. You got me with that one. Can you scroll up just a little bit, Kale? I actually can't read it on the. Oh, no, sorry. Thanks, buddy. First time chatter, long time lurker. Love the bar vibes and the coverage. Just moved, and y'all have made the adjustment so much easier. Go
Nice.
Nuggets.
Love that,
Go
man.
DNVR.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to Denver.
That's what's up.
Or did he
Wherever
move
you
away
are.
from Denver?
Unclear.
Unclear.
Either way,
Welcome
we'd like
to
to
where
be
you
helpful
are.
in that regard.
Welcome.
Or
Wiedemann,
goodbye.
still hope for CB developing a pick and roll game with Yoke?
You know, it's been less than like two things that have been less than I was hoping for. One, CB definitely running more pick and rolls and just ball handling. And two would be Peyton Watson initiating more. It might just be early. I mean, that might be a year's
Also,
long
CB
process.
just hasn't had the start to the year we were hoping, and maybe they've just kind of scrubbed those plans a little bit.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Another username, Scrooch Magooch,
Oh,
celebrating
my goodness.
2 months of membership.
Hell yeah.
Brucey B is the ultimate glue guy because he's turned his ranch into a glue factory.
Come on.
That's dark. Wow. That's dark. Not my words, internet. Rachel Coley just become a member. Shout
Hell
out
yeah.
Rachel. Shout out Rachel.
Hey, Rachel.
Welcome to the squad. Welcome to the membership club.
Yeah, welcome or goodbye. We don't.
We are
we,
not
we
sure.
don't know
we
anything.
don't ever know anything.
Josh Burnett from Down Under.
God, we didn't talk about this.
A winner's lounge after midnight. DNVR up late.
Bro, tomorrow, 9 p.m. Are you guys ready?
Nope.
Should
9
we all wear
p.m.?
pajamas
We
to
should.
the bar?
Tomorrow should be a pajama. We should have a pajama party.
Pajama
at the
party.
Don't worry. Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. National.
Oh, that's a lot
that's good,
earlier.
yeah.
We should do a pajama
9
party.
p.m.
Well, we
start
should do
tomorrow.
pajamas. That's hilarious.
I love the
On
idea.
Peacock, consult the graphic if you didn't know where the
It's on Peacock.
watch the game. Yeah,
Oh
Peacock.
God, is our watch along going to be all
Yeah,
weird?
there were
It's on
tweets.
NBC too this time.
There were tweets going around about the new cup court and just like what a mockery it makes of the NBA.
Yeah.
What is Adam Silver doing? It's like,
Well,
you want to be
it's
in the
one of his ideas.
You want to be into the NBA? Cool. You need 17 different streaming options.
I will say this. I'm in on it though.
You need a colorful cartoon court.
did you see-
And then
I'm not
games
in
are
on
going to start at 2 a.m.
Did you see Yoke is a fan of the Amazon Prime coverage?
I did see that.
So
Kind
am
of
I,
a
by the way.
story.
That's
It
my
is, it's
favorite
great.
panel so
Yeah,
far.
they're really good.
It is really great because it's serious and it's grown up and it's not salacious and it's like actually honors the sport.
Yeah.
And guys,
They have a good looking set. Kind of looks like ours.
agreed. And the collection of talent are like guys that are very recently retired and very
Yes.
recently well respected, and I think are a good bridge between like legends of old, but maybe a little closer to the contemporary.
I think you're right.
And they just like let them talk. I mean, Amazon really, I have to say, like, I think that somehow Amazon appreciates the NBA more than the NBA does. Like they
Somehow.
they make like a big deal about getting the anthem correct and like the presentation is good. And it is like a weird honor. They're honoring the NBA in a way that the NBA is unable to do. It's crazy.
11 p.m. Eastern time start tomorrow, by the way. Just like there are people
There's
in the
nobody on
country
the East
that-
Coast that'll watch it.
There's no way, and this is why.
Actually.
And I grew up there. When you go like, no one cares about the Nuggets.
that's the East
like,
Coast
correct.
bias.
You guys are on at midnight.
Yeah, you're like the East Coast bias is really just centered around bedtime.
Yeah, it's a bedtime bias.
Well, I will say this. I didn't think of this, but you are right that no one on the East Coast is going to watch it. So I'm taking Jokic's overs on everything. Because this feels like the classic. Jokic had 60.
great.
Nobody even knew.
Oh, I know. And they,
All right, everybody, thanks for hanging out with us. We're going to see you tomorrow. Tomorrow night, bring your pajamas.
Tomorrow night.
oh my God.
I love it.
We all silly like the mayor.